Hey everyone, the Viking back with another Viking review. This time, we're going to be looking at Yooka-Laylee, the successful Kickstarter game that was supposed to reimagine and restart the 3D platforming genre. This game touches a few nerves on my end, but I'm going to keep my review concise and hopefully well organized. So let's begin. What can I say, huh? Rare was the top of their game back when I started gaming on the N64 and the Game Boy Color. It seems like just yesterday I was playing their brilliant games like Donkey Kong 64, Conker's Bad Fur Day, and of course my favorite game of all time, no joke, Banjo-Kazooie 64. A masterpiece! So when I heard that Rare was coming back as Playtonic, I was ecstatic and I threw money at the Kickstarter campaign for the Rare revival, the revival of the 3D platforming genre. They boasted a lot of talk and kept up with updates through the whole game's development, and if you look closely in the credits for Kickstarter, you'll see my name along with thousands of others who gave them money. Playtonic acquired $2,869,921, and I hope I did the math right because I don't use British tea for currency, and, I don't count that money. So, where did all that money go? Well, I have no fucking clue. Let's start with the characters, because this is the first thing that really irked me. You have Yooka and Laylee, a chameleon and a bat, who are the two main characters in the game that you control, kind of like Banjo and Kazooie. Fine, Banjo-Kazooie and Donkey Kong had animals as main characters and they were great, but then you get into the supporting characters, who have no reason being in this game whatsoever. You have a cannon, who's just a cannon. You have 4 different shopping carts on a Halloween map. You have a half-human, half-octopus character who transforms you into stupid things. You have a skeleton explorer woman who shows up through multiple levels. And the last one I will give as an example is Shovel Knight, who I actually like, so I give him a thumbs up. These characters are so random, coupled with the fact that the main villain is a giant bee whose sidekick is a duck with its head in a jar. It's just confusing as hell. Banjo-Kazooie works so well because each level had its own set of characters, its own feel, and its own special look. Each character was there for a reason, and that all fed into the joy of playing the game. This game just feels like a mishmash of random ideas spread out among the rather small list of levels. A lot of characters are used in multiple levels as well, like the signpost. Not only was the signpost supposed to be the ever-popular YouTuber JonTron, but he shows up almost in every level with a different task, and some of which are just plain dumb. I'm not saying that axing JonTron was what brought the character down, but let's be honest, it didn't help. Holy crap! JonTron is on the phone. John, what do you want to say to Playtonic? Can I call you John, or is it Mr. Tron?
Fuck you! I ain't having that shit!
Let's talk about these level designs, because this is the worst part of the game. Not only are they bare, but just like the characters, the areas seem random and out of place. Sometimes. They did away with a full map with doors you can go into, like Donkey Kong 64, Banjo-Kazooie 64, and now most areas are accessed through black doorways that just lead to another big empty area or a new room that you'll leave in about 5 seconds. This breaks up the gameplay a lot and really shows how the game has sunk. The reason that Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts failed so hardcore was not only because you built machines and it was stupid, but it wasn't even a platformer. The maps were bare and had nothing to do except go from point A to point B, and these maps in Yooka-Laylee feel about the same way. They don't look pleasing to the eye, and most of them have large areas with nothing to do. Also, the atrocious arcade machine side quests that are just awful as well, they show up like every level as well, and they control like shit, and really, the dialogue with Rextro is cringy. Agents of Mayhem. The hub world is confusing and random as well. The fun thing about Banjo-Kazooie was the fact that each world's hub area had something to do with the level itself. You walk into the mummy's tomb, and on the other side was a fat palm tree that was a door that you went into to get into the level, and it was surrounded by quicksand and defended by a flying beetle. All things that are in the level right there for you to look at and be like, okay, fun. In this game, it just feels like you only have the small area around the book that you go into that they did something with, and it's not like they made the music flow into the new style. So like in Banjo-Kazooie, when you're walking around, all of a sudden it will go from the playful regular music to a different version of the regular music, but in the style of like the example before, the Egyptian stuff. This game doesn't really have that. Playtonic calls this game a 3D platformer revival, and I'm not getting that. Not only do you have to buy your special moves from a snake instead of exploring the map trying to find that pesky molehill, but even the special items you can buy are right in front of you when you walk into a level, with hardly any searching at all. It doesn't help that the character that you buy them from is a giant fridge. The platforming in the game still works well enough, I'll say, but the game is infected with minecart levels, awkward camera angles, and not enough fun things to do. If you want to look for a 3D platformer revival, look at A Hat in Time. It's vastly superior in every aspect and deserves to be called a platformer revival. Also, JonTron's in it. A Hat in Time successfully did what Yooka-Laylee was trying to do. I was really excited for Yooka-Laylee. Like I said, Banjo-Kazooie is one of my all-time favorite games, hands down, and my childhood was full of games made by Rare and the like, which were 3D platformers, with new games like A Hat in Time and Mario Odyssey blowing us all away last year. Yooka-Laylee fails to deliver even a sliver of fun when all is said and done. The random characters, the bare levels, and the all-around workings of the game just don't capture the love and passion that Rare had back in the N64 days. Some good things about the game are the music, of course. Even though it's not as good as their older games, it still has that whimsical charm that I love. Another thing that I liked about the game was the two main characters, Yooka and Laylee. If all the characters were as fun as, these two characters, this review would be a different story. All in all, Yooka-Laylee is a failure and really should be criticized for what it is. It's a cash grab feeding off of the nostalgia of the 3D platforming generation. I give Yooka-Laylee a 1 out of 5. Any last words, JonTron?
What? What is it? Am I threatening you? You threatening me? Who's a threat here?